Hi, Sophie. Thanks for that intro. Yes, we are talking about artist and muralist Rex Whistler. Reginald John, or Rex Whistler, was a British artist who painted murals and society portraits and designed theatrical costumes. When World War II broke out, although he was 35, Whistler was eager to join the army, giving up his successful career as an artist to join the Welsh Guards. He was killed in action in Normandy in 1944. So, as Sophie mentioned, we're starting by looking at Whistler's most famous and most controversial piece of art. This is the mural at the Tate Gallery restaurant in London, and the piece is called The Expedition in Pursuit of Rare Meats. If you look up Rex Whistler, this mural will be the first thing that you see that comes up, and the flurry of controversy surrounding it. The content of the mural was created in collaboration between Whistler and novelist Edith Olivier. The story articulated in the work depicts an expedition of a group of 7 people departing in search of exotic meats. They travel on all manner of transport, bicycles, carts, and horses, from their point of departure and venture through bizarre and enchanting lands while coming upon different creatures. We can see here how captivating the mural is by taking up the entirety of the walls of this dining room. When the mural was finished and opened to the public in 1927, art professor at the Slade School of Art, Henry Tonks, described it as the most amusing room in London. The mural was restored in 2013 as part of a £45 million refurbishment of the Tate Britain, and this is when controversy started to arise with Whistler's racist depiction of a black child in chains attached to a horse and depictions of Chinese people painted in caricature. The restaurant closed in 2020 due to the pandemic, and a petition was started then to remove the mural. The gallery responded with, quote, "It is important to acknowledge the presence of offensive and unacceptable content and its relationship to racist and imperialist attitudes in the 1920s and today," end quote. However, this mural is part of the fabric of the historic Grade 2 listed building, so it can't easily be recited. I can see where protesters are coming from, that a work depicting racist images should be removed. And I can also empathize with how difficult logistically it would be to remove and recite a mural of this size that is part of the structure of such a historic landmark building. And I do also think it's important to create a dialogue around controversial pieces like this and make sure that we learn from the past and move forward and grow versus removing and erasing our past. In February 2022, the Tate announced that the former restaurant would reopen to the public, still displaying Whistler's mural. However, the space would also contain interpretive work by other artists to reframe and maybe recontextualize the piece. In March of 2024, British artist Keith Piper became the first commission to reframe the mural and exhibit alongside it in the dining room. Piper is a multimedia artist and academic who was part of the British Black Arts movement in the early 1980s. Now looking at some of his other work, this is an oil painting he did that is located at 36 Hill Street in London. Whistler's legacy has been shadowed by the mural at the Tate Gallery, but it's important to focus on some of his other works that he did throughout his short life. There was a time when no society dinner, cocktail party, or country house weekend was complete without the charming artist Rex Whistler, as accounts have mentioned. He was revered for his effortless talent and whimsical imagination. Here's another dining room mural that Whistler painted for the Port Lympne Country House, another Grade 2 listed building that was originally built for Sir Philip Sassoon. Whistler decorated the tent room, seen here, which is still painted, in the 1920s. He turned the barrel vaulted ceilings into a blue and white striped tent. These would have real curtains of the same stripes, exactly matching the painted material, creating a trompe-l'oeil or optical illusion. Whistler had an affinity for dining rooms. Here is the mural he painted at the Plas Nude Country House in Wales. The house is located on the island of Anglesey, and the mural is said to depict fantastical creations of what one might see outside the windows of the house overlooking the grounds and the sea. He even painted himself into this mural as a worker carrying a broom, but obviously there's so much detail that we can't see it from this point of view, but it makes it so that you can really get lost into this piece with all of the details. Here's his case of paints and tools that he traveled to Anglesey with. And finally, here's an oil and wax painting at Dorneywood House in Buckinghamshire. The painting is positioned opposite to the front entrance to create a fanciful view of the rear garden. The goddess Flora in brown and cream drapery, and Cupid, boy god of desire, warily approach the house, guarded by the house dog Spot, sleeping on the threshold. Figures in Edwardian dress play croquet in the distance. I hope you all enjoyed learning about Wistful's beautiful and at times controversial murals. I think it's important to look at art from a different generation with context and understanding, but also calling out cruel and offensive depictions when necessary and reframing that context for our current times. Thanks, everyone.